Okay. It's 6 o'clock. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Before we approve the agenda, like I did last week, I'd like to remind everybody that the full meeting videos of our meetings are at pagecounty.iowa.gov with the board meeting video icon. I have a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
I'll second.
Okay, Todd made the motion, Judy seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. Let's say pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Here, public comment time. Public comment.
Cindy Van Fossen. I'm here tonight because I believe the KMA article on October 17th titled IPIB Hears Page County Minutes Dispute should have been updated with a copy of the acceptance order attached to the story and perhaps a statement they could have gotten from the Iowa Public Information Board director or attorney if they would have pursued some additional investigative journalism. KMA did report correctly that the current 8-member IPIB board voted unanimously to accept the complaint, and they did include a link in the story to the YouTube video of the October 17th meeting. I would encourage everyone to watch the deliberation of the Page County case at approximately the 1 hour and 42-minute mark. I brought several copies of the acceptance order with me tonight that are back on the table. And I urge everyone listening to go to the IPIB website at ipib.iowa.gov. On the homepage, scroll down to recent orders. Under that, it says all IPIB formal complaint orders. Click on the arrow to the right, and when a blue box appears, type in Page County. 3 Page County cases will appear from that search. To read the current case, choose 24 FC 0068. In an effort to be brief tonight, I will read only a portion of the acceptance order, but again, I urge everyone to read the entire document. On October 8th, Drake Riddle filed a formal complaint alleging the County Board of Supervisors violated Iowa Code Chapter 21 by failing to record accurate minutes. And then it explains what happened in that meeting and the minutes. The chair of the board responded on August 16th, 2024, and the response was stated as the motion in that meeting on the 15th. Then that response was approved by the board on a 2-to-1 vote on August 15th. And you can find those minutes on the county website to see what that motion was, agreeing that the complaint was valid and would like to expedite the process. The county auditor's office responded on August 29th, 2024, and indicated an error had been made in the minutes. The county auditor's office indicated that the minutes had been corrected, and a copy of the corrected minutes was included within the response. The IPIB staff verified the posting of the correct minutes on the county's website. And the analysis of the case is that an error was appropriately identified by Riddle. The county auditor's office corrected the minutes and posted the corrected minutes on the county website. Although the minutes were corrected and reposted, the amended minutes were not reviewed or approved by the board. This is a concerning practice. Upon review of this case, IPIB identified an additional issue of concern. The board produces 2 sets of minutes for each meeting. This is an unfortunate practice that appears to occur because of a disagreement between members of governmental bodies in Page County about whether the county auditor gets to produce the minutes in the format the county auditor prefers, or whether the board controls the format and approval of their minutes. The result has been that the county auditor publishes the minutes as preferred by the county auditor and ignores the minutes approved by the board in their meetings that are to be placed in the minutes book. The result is that it is uncertain which minutes are actually the official minutes of the board. In addition, it appears that the board did not review or remove or approve the amendments to those minutes. IPIB cannot ignore a practice that impacts the ability of the public to access and understand actions taken by the board on a matter mandated by Iowa Code 21.3. In response to this complaint, training has been requested by members of the board regarding chapters 21 and 22. Another member of the board has indicated a refusal to attend trainings. Due to the production of 2 sets of minutes, no approval of amended minutes by the governmental body, and the lack of cooperation by one of the members of the board, IPIB recommends acceptance of this case to further review practices utilized by governmental bodies in Page County. And like I said, that's just a little bit of that order, and I would want everybody to read it themselves and decide for themselves. I believe the written acceptance order and the unanimous approval of the Iowa Public Information Board cast doubt on the statements quoted by Supervisor Clark in the KMA story. If anyone needs assistance accessing the written acceptance order or the YouTube video to watch the deliberation of the case by the IPIB board, please contact me and I will be more than happy to assist you. Resolution of the accepted complaint will occur in the future under the direction of the Iowa Public Information Board. Thank you.
Any other public comment? If not, we'll be engineer up there. JD.
Good evening, JD King, Page County Engineer. A fine fall day. Engineer update went out Tuesday afternoon. And there's some weed commissioner stuff this evening. As last week, there were no blades out or trucks all in rock this week. Continue with the pipe inventory and the brush crew, various locations. Some crews were cleaning bridges, couple mowers going, and we're digging pipe replacements north of Coin. There's a few more in that area. And then we'll go back to some beaver dam removals. Work in the shop is normal for the season. We're gonna start hanging equipment, tailgate sanders, whatnot on our tandem trucks that are in for service. Some more steer tires on the tandems. And having discussion about sand and salt for our mixed building. The weed commissioner winterized the spray rig, and we have a couple of items on the agenda on his behalf. Notification went out about the Essex North Bridge work. Work continues on the dirt. Next Monday, they're gonna close the road and start demoing the bridge. And we're doing other things. I sent 3 other guys and myself to a roadway safety seminar in Red Oak yesterday. Bit of a fact that we discussed was the amount of death, traffic fatalities on secondary roads is about equal to the traffic deaths on primary roads. But I pointed out that the state gets more safety money. They tell me that be more traffic on state roads, and that's true. But if the amount of deaths are the same, let's allocate money to that end. The questions about the engineer update.
I had a question on the ARPA stuff. We do have a minute though, when we talk about
We'll
that.
get to that.
Yeah.
So if you'll go to the next in the handouts, there was an error in the annual report, so it's a new annual report that you have tonight. I'll send that out digitally tomorrow. So the first item of the annual report of the certification. The certification is that basically a form that the board is reappointing Troy Edwards to be the weed commissioner for Page County.
Need a motion on that.
Yes, please.
I move that we reappoint Troy as the weed commissioner for Page County.
A second.
We got a motion and a second. Discussion, that's a reappoint, isn't it? Was he or appoint, whatever, okay.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, got a motion and a second, or discussion, we'll vote on that. When you're ready.
Mayor,
Yes.
Holmes,
Yes,
Clark.
Yes.
okay, motion carried. You have one to sign?
I have one, you have one to sign,
You want me to sign this one?
and then we'll swap if you want to like one. The second item on the agenda for the weed commissioner is the annual report. There's also a place for the chairman to sign on it. On page 5. Need a resolution for that too.
Move that the chair sign the annual weed commissioners report. It's presented by Troy.
I'll second.
I'll second. Any discussion? Not, we'll vote on that.
Mayor,
Yes.
Holmes,
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you.
Right, there they are. Okay, that done, next up. Okay. Order for discussion, just continue talking about that. The question I had for you, JD, was that, what was it, we didn't talk about that bridge out there by wherever that is, Northborough or by the Greens. What was the estimate on doing that bridge? $150,000.
What bridge?
One over the last several years has come up several times. One out there, some that's hard to fund. What road is that on, JD? I don't even know what road that is.
320th or the road to the Missouri state line.
320th.
Who uses it and how often?
320.
Not very often,
Not very often.
so it's not necessary.
It's one that we don't get funded.
Well, it's also, I asked this
But-
over the last few years, it's a route that connects something. It's a long ways around, but anyway, it's something to think about. So it's,
I would hate to spend money on it.
Okay,
over what?
For lots of lots.
150,000, you said? And you'd hate to spend money on it. That's your assessment as an engineer.
Correct.
Okay,
I'll ask taxpayers out there what they think of it, maybe too, so might consider them. Okay. Okay, let's see. So, where's that picture again? On that, I had the list yet from last week, and so on your shoulder rock situations, the 4 foot wide, you want to adjust that? I mean, basically in half or 2/3, or what's a,
I guess I'd rather spend money on rocks for local roads as opposed to farm market roads.
right, it's hard to get money. It's hard, yeah. Shoulder rock and not farm to market roads. Yeah, that makes sense. But I'm saying on this, because I was paying attention, like a few years ago, J52 was done and it was maybe 2 foot wide. Shoulder put on there. These figures though, when we're trying to figure out what we're doing, if 4 foot is not the number, I mean, these numbers greatly change if it's half that much.
Right.
What is a number that we can actually be closer? I mean, 4 foot, I paid attention. I don't know if there's anywhere that's 4 foot wide shoulder in Page County on any paved road. So just to allocate this out, what are we thinking? 2 foot, and what's the number? 2.5 foot? I mean, what's
If I
the,
was doing shoulders, I'd do 2 foot and make the numbers half.
okay, that's what I kind of thought. So we'd be at 85,000 on J64 roughly. And then 64,000 on M32 to do that, which, talking about danger on secondary roads, the shoulder being washed out is a very dangerous thing. Somebody drops a tire in it on anything, so. It's nice that we have some shoulders where Missouri has basically none, so. Okay, so we're looking at 85,000, 78,000. Then on the stockpile, we could maybe look at that with what we have left after we do what we have to do. We've done the math here. So we have. We did the 250 for the spring rock on the non-farm to market roads plus 64. That's 85. We're at basically 400,000 for those three things.
400,000.
For the two shoulders and the,
Didn't you say 85 and 78?
maybe I did that wrong. 64,000.
64,000 instead of 85,000?
Yeah, I read the wrong number. up
Oh,
there,
okay.
sorry. It's half
What are
those
you
numbers.
saying now?
64.
The shoulders,
Speak up, please.
trying to, it's half these numbers, that
So
100,
you're talking instead of 170,000, you're talking 85,000.
instead of 128, it'd be 64,000. And then add up the 250,000 down here for a stockpile for the spring on the non-farm to market roads. That comes to, what is that? 64,
So you're at 64, 78, 250.
yeah. 399, about 400,000 is where we're sitting
Okay.
for those three projects. Nottaway Park's 143,000.
43,000. So it's 543.
Yeah, so we're 540.
You're over.
What's that?
You're over.
Over, I thought there's nearly
Don't we have
700,000.
700,000 in there?
Did you get the thing I sent out to you? We have some things that are already obligated.
But you already had the conservation park on there. Do you see that?
Right.
So that's where your 500, see that? We didn't take that out of that.
You've got your arch.
Yeah, which we already took care of, right?
You've got your chairlift, you've got the tuck pointing at the annex.
Yep.
You've got the rock that's yet to be paid.
Mhm.
You've got the records digitalization that's still left. And you've got the 143,000 for the conservation.
Now, we haven't approved that. You add the 143 to the
Right,
520, you
but
have
we need
six.
to do that
Well, I'm just-
rather than spend all the money on the rock. What? Sure. Why not? Let her speak.
But that's fine. I'm just, hold on one second before you start just the numbers. By the thing you sent out, you would add 143 to the 520. Do you see that? See the one? Because so you would have 663,000 and we're talking, we have,
543,000.
we're at 543 with the conservation. So there'd be another, it's just you had them in different order, is what we're doing. So we'd have another about 120,000 left to go. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so I've had fog brain for the past couple of weeks because I've been trying to shut down parks with minimal guidance and help. I made an error. I apologize. I redid my numbers, and I have them here again for you guys. It's actually, I did not realize that down at the bottom of his quote, for two of the quotes, he said to take out movement expenses for them to come down here. I redid my numbers and it's actually only going to cost $96,510. And we have the $10,000 grant, so I can ask for
Are you
86,000.
sure this is gonna cover everything, Michelle?
That's as far as the quote that he has given me.
That's gonna cover the whole road?
Yep, it's going to tear it down and re-chip it and repave it,
You're positive it's gonna cover everything?
according to everything that he gave me.
JD on, and that, so how far is it? About a half mile? I can't remember. Yeah, be a little over half a mile. 2/3 of a mile. That sound right, JD? Could be what it sounds about right, then 100, a little over 100,000 a mile. Where's that? I'm trying to remember the numbers. What's that?
That's a better number than 143.
Okay, so that makes sense to you. Okay.
Yeah, if you read it.
How about if we round it out at 100,000?
And honestly, that's what I was gonna say. I will absolutely still ask for the 140,000 because I can list 6 more projects that I
Yeah,
can do for
and
you.
that would be wonderful.
No, here's some-
I think that they deserve that amount.
Well, everybody in the world deserves everything, but here's the thing, I understand you got an issue. But, and it's not against working a little here and a little there, but and I'm not against this little spot of road, but we have to also, there's a lot
You're
of
gonna put all
miles.
of this in roads and not give that much to the conservation.
Doing something is something. Everyone that pays the taxes lives on those roads. When it's raining this spring and those roads that don't get rock are soft, and they're trying to go to work, we have to remember our have-tos for our want-tos.
J64 is
so-
a hard surface
I-
road.
The shoulder is.
J64 is a hard surface
I
road.
understand that.
Yeah, I
We're
understand.
not rocking the hard surface, we're putting a shoulder on.
Right, but it's a hard surface road.
It does need
I'm not
shoulders,
sure
though.
that-
I
Okay,
understand that, but
but-
it's still a hard
And I think we
surface
can do
road.
both, though.
And
Like,
Yeah.
I don't think we're arguing, I don't think we need to argue, because I think we're planning on doing both.
I
Meaning-
still think they deserve
meaning-
$140,000.
The word deserve is, everyone needs things in the county, the conservation does, people live out in the country, they have a bridge missing. I mean, deserve is a word I wouldn't use, we have to find out what the best way to stretch this money to get, spread it out. So, we see a need here, I get that, I'm not okay with rounding up or doing, this is a nice thing for the parks, we have people that have to live on the roads and use them to go to work so they can pay their taxes, that's where I think the brunt of the money needs to go myself. Yes,
Yes, exactly.
and so,
And if you have, what I would suggest is, then if you have other projects that you could say, hey, if we could do this, and, if we have money that, is still out there, that we don't spend all of it on roads or, with this Nottaway project, then I think that opens us up to do other things, but to give a blank check,
no,
don't want to do that either.
right,
Absolutely not, yeah.
Yeah.
and,
So,
I can, if you guys want a list of projects that need to be done by next week, I absolutely can with
Yeah.
estimates, it's just like I told you, shut down water this last week, I've been
Yeah.
insanely
Yep.
busy and haven't had time. But I promise you that I will put it to good use.
I do appreciate
Yeah,
you
sure.
adjusting.
Yeah,
Now, we had-
absolutely. I'm an honest person.
Yes, no, that-
I started doing the numbers and I realized what happened and I was gonna bring it to you guys right away, so.
Yep, no,
we had
appreciate
a couple years ago, of things neither, not either, you guys weren't here, and you weren't here, it's not your fault, but there was a boat ramp for canoes. You couldn't even use a boat with an engine for $70,000 put in at Rat Park. I voted against that, that's ridiculous, that bridge means a whole lot more than a boat ramp.
And it's-
Okay.
It's for boats. It's
Well,
not-
they said you could not use anything with gas engine on. Electric trolling motor, I'm talking about like
Yeah.
rinky-dink boat you can carry on the water, so it's $70,000, and the amount of concrete, I think we calculated was about $3,000 worth of concrete. That was ridiculous, it's not your fault, I understand that. But somebody's bridge on a road to go through, that's way, in my opinion, way more important than a boat ramp to put a little electric trolling motor boat in.
I would understand.
Right, and you didn't do it, I'll point that out, but, so we gotta do our have-tos for our want-tos, so, but this is a road that's got issues, this is a lot of money to put into that.
I know she said it's a full park. It's gonna consist of about 10 miles, but so just almost a half a mile four-way down to. How much did you say it was per mile? Yeah, it was chip sealed, the ground, chip sealed.
I was asking JD, I don't remember exactly, rough estimate. The last time we did it, what is it per mile, do you remember exactly?
I don't have a number off the top of my head. but it looks right.
This looks right. So,
The whole park.
No, for that initial fill, chip seal it, but not grind in powder.
Just for the hill.
That's what you got.
what is the thought on that?
This quote is for the entire park. Yes, it's.
Well, because it's, the distance is at I mean, I haven't reviewed this very long, but the distances it lists is 1,920 feet and 1,320 feet, so that would only be what, 3,200 feet, so it's a little over a half mile, 2,600 feet and a half mile.
310, 4 inches.
It's 18 foot wide by, what they're saying, 19, 20. 1390. 3,310 feet, 18 foot wide is what the bid's for. Okay. This would be 6/10 of a mile is what they're, if I'm reading the bid right. For 80, well, it'd be 96,000, so you have a $10,000 grant. Is there, well, I think I asked this last week, if the concrete powder is not ground into the base, do you see an issue with that, JD?
Not with that road.
Not with that road, because we won't have heavy traffic, so, in weight. Okay,
The
Well-
bridge that you're talking about, what level road is that?
Level B road, this is dirt road.
A dirt road?
well, we've been putting in, county's been putting in bridges into fields. I mean, you showed us pictures last few weeks, going into field entrances for, it doesn't even a through road, it's just into a field. Or, right,
Correct.
which would be a lot less usable than a road that's now closed, you can't drive through, right?
Right.
And so we've been doing that, so why is that money being spent right now? On those field entrances?
Because we're replacing those with small pipe, I mean, with large pipes. The bridge can't be done with a large pipe,
How much is the pipe? Put it in,
$32,000.
and how many have we done?
Three,
So there's 100,000, and it's to service one person every time, right?
well, one.
No through traffic, no one else is gonna drive in there, it's into private property, is that right? And this is a road that connects,
If it's not an issue, why are we even talking about it?
well, I've had calls on it before, we had when, this is previous, you guys be on the board, they'd even maybe come in here before, I don't remember what year
We
that
haven't
was.
heard anything about it lately.
I'm just saying, I was told that was hard to fund, and it would be a valuable connection, so that's why I thought it should be thought about. Not just for them, it's a connection where you have to go miles around to get around this bridge, so, we can go look at it if you want, take a field trip,
No,
and
I
see
don't
what
want
it
to.
is. It'd be good to go look at it, I've not actually looked at it, so. Anyway, so we're roughly at 540,000,
Well, now we're at.
now we're only at
478,510.
478 out of, what was the number we had here, 716? Okay. So roughly 238 left. So is there any other bridges anywhere that need on a secondary road, or is any other crossings or anything that need looked at? They're hard to fund.
Why not spend it on equipment that will last a heck of a lot longer?
In my almost 4 years on the board, I have never had somebody call me to buy new equipment. Never, never once.
Yeah, and we
I've
just,
had some employees say they like newer equipment, which it's okay to get equipment sometimes, but
We're so
I have
far behind.
never-
We're so far behind on equipment.
I think we bought 4
We just
new
bought-
road graders.
well, we just bought 2, I know.
Well, then we bought
Definitely, but
a couple more for that. So anyway, but I can honestly say I have never had somebody call and beg me to buy new equipment. A taxpayer, never. So, anyway. I'm looking for more projects that are, what do we got? You don't think the Green Bridge is necessary. So what other issues do we have that are hard to fund? That are necessary?
Local road law.
So how, do you want to spread, can we do a contract so much for this year, so much for next year? Is that too far out? And how much you want to do? Would be feasible?
I'd like to do one of the shoulder projects.
Well, I think we'll do both of them. We're doing both of them right now. Roughly what we're looking at. We're doing both shoulders and 250,000 for some spring Missouri Roadstone Road rock. That's all, we're figuring that in right now. Do you have other hard to fund road projects that are needed?
Not more than those.
Okay. Well, we know what we're kind of looking at, so we're at we kind of have an idea where we sit right now. We'll look another week at it and see where we're at, see where the projects are, I guess.
We make a motion and,
I think, I mean, we have to have this done before the end of the year. I don't know,
Or do we
this- I
not
think
do
we
it?
just keep looking at, what if something comes up that's more important than all this? I don't know. Let's just, we see where we are. Let's just go on and see if we can find what else.
Michelle, look for some things in conservation.
I have to have this scheduled for the spring, and I'm just saying, because my grant is up at the end of May, and if I don't call them soon to do this road, I'm going to lose that grant.
It'll be done in the next month, probably.
But there are
next
other
week.
things that other projects that you have.
yeah, could you come
Yeah.
up with a list of stuff? Okay,
Yeah,
yep.
I think that'd be great.
Sure can.
Come back next week, or not next week, 2 weeks. We're not gonna have a meeting next week, right? No meeting.
Well, we'll talk about that in just a minute. If we're
Todd's
done,
gonna
with-
be gone.
if we're done with that, we'll just jump right into 7, board communication. Todd's gone. I'm not a real opinion on this. We did have an email from the jail.
He said he could put it off a week.
Okay, I didn't see that.
If we wanted to have it on Tuesday evening, I could zoom in. Since,
Jeff said he could put it off a week.
is there anything else
The
that we need
claims is the other
to?
On-
question I had.
Do
Tuesday,
claims
Tues-
need to be in? or-
Tuesday, the 29th, we have election training in this room,
Okay,
and it starts at 3,
it starts at what, 3?
3 o'clock.
Oh, okay,
So, I mean, we won't be able to have it cleaned up before.
okay.
What about the claims? That's the other question I had, is the
So
claims.
the claims, 31st.
Yeah, see, that's what I was wondering about, so we'll have to.
Bethany's trying to get them in Tuesday, Wednesday.
So if we, let me think about this, so if we're. Well, if we, like,
If she had them ready, would you guys be able to come in and look at them?
Or can we just do it online? Can you just email them out to us? And we look at them?
that's
And
what
if you
we,
have questions.
normally they're sent out, but we need to have a meeting of some sort to do that if we do a meeting on the, so what's the reason for not doing 31st again? If we do, because Halloween
I need to be at home
and Todd's gone,
and Todd's gone.
so when works,
I mean,
if we
I
do
can
a
zoom,
meeting?
but I could zoom, but
But
Judy's not gonna be able to zoom.
that doesn't work to Zoom, okay,
You
so,
can zoom while you hand out candy.
No, that's not.
That would be fun.
do you want to just kind of look at doing a meeting that morning Zoom or something? Does that work with your schedule or not? Does that not work? I don't care.
I mean, I could see, if
It's Tuesday
if it's
better.
really short, I suppose I could do it. I could zoom real quick,
I mean, if we're moving it around, I guess it doesn't really matter, so
yeah.
does Tuesday work better? When will she have the claims by, Artie? When will the claims be?
Not till the
Okay.
31st.
What if we just did?
Well, let's just do Tuesday. Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
trying to figure out what day to do this.
Just, I know Connie's shaking her head, all the people. Our plan is to do claims and try to get them done by the 30th.
Okay, so we could do it sometime Thursday, so.
I mean,
What-
it's
But
really as
that's-
possible.
It's not a guarantee, guys.
So, yeah, I mean, we
I
could do
have to
it,
get payroll done by Tuesday, the 29th, and then Bethany, it's just Bethany and I in the office right now.
Okay. So does the 31st work if we have a Zoom meeting or something? Does that work? For just the claims, do you think?
Like, are you thinking like in the daytime?
yeah,
Yeah, like, what time? If we're moving it around, what time works? I'm asking.
I know, it's hard to say, because I mean, we just have a constant stream of voters coming in right now, so. But, I mean, we have a helper that's been coming in, that's gonna come in and help us, so
is there,
could you?
I guess, is there anything on the claims that we've got to approve?
We have to make a motion to approve them. And if you can't make it, if Judy can join, we can make the motion and do the claims, so. But do you want to shoot for,
I mean, do you wanna try for 9 o'clock?
Do you wanna do early, 9 o'clock in the morning? Is that better before voters come in?
Well, we open at 8.
Or eight,
It's the
well,
8:30.
whatever, I mean, eight, it'd be 9 o'clock out there where I'm at, so
Oh,
if you wanted.
It's up to you, because
It's-
you guys are the ones that are busy.
If,
shoot for 8.
That's pretty early. I don't care,
No,
whatever you wanna do.
I mean, I could zoom in that morning at,
Well, we gotta ask Corey too.
oh, yeah,
You wanna do 9? No, we're just
No,
gonna
we'll
zoom
just
in.
zoom in from. If you think they'll be done by 9,
The plan is to have them done on Wednesday.
okay,
We'll shoot for 10 o'clock work for you then, at your time out
yeah,
there?
you guys just tell me and I'll just make it work.
Let's just do,
would
So-
Wednesday afternoon be better?
No, I mean,
Okay.
what works? No? I mean, I know, I
Okay.
hate to say that.
Okay, do you want to do 8
But-
o'clock on Thursday morning then?
We can just do, that's fine.
8 o'clock on Thursday morning?
it's 9 here out
Yeah.
there.
That's
Will
fine.
that work?
Okay,
Yep.
Okay,
That's
so we'll just
fine.
have a Zoom
Okay,
meeting
thank
for the claims only
it'll take all of 5 minutes probably.
on the 31st. Okay,
And if we need to have Jeff, if we need to sign that contract,
we could throw it
we
on.
could throw that in there.
Okay,
We can talk to him and see. 8 AM. Okay. Okay,
okay, we're done with
we can
that.
talk to Jeff and see.
We have no claims tonight. right?
Somebody suggested on here, why don't you go back and ask the other elected officials in the county for their opinions on how to spend the ARPA money?
Anybody, we've been talking about it for weeks on the agenda, if anybody has suggestions, are welcome to email them to us.
Well, you
Okay.
haven't asked him. It's basically, you've asked the engineer for his suggestions
Well, I do,
for
I
ARPA money.
made no bones about it, I want myself as one person, I would like to put what we can on the roads, because
I'm sorry, I
Since-
can't understand you, Jacob.
sorry, I have had almost every call I've ever had since I've been on the board has been about the roads. Basically,
That's
everyone.
that's because you're all about roads.
What?
There are other things in the county besides roads. We have lots of things in the county besides roads.
Yeah,
So.
yes, there is, but we have, that's just my feelings. I'm into improving the roads for the people to pay the taxes.
What elected officials have not,
Yeah, we spent a lot of money with the records.
we spent tons of money here at the courthouse.
I'm just
And the courthouse is
saying,
right.
have we asked anyone
Yeah.
else?
That's
Yeah,
very
that's
true.
fine. And-
Over $1 million
and
was
anybody-
on the courthouse.
If they have suggestions, it's, come to the meeting, come talk and
Yeah,
bring us something.
okay. Well.
Okay.
There was no claims tonight, correct?
No claims.
Okay, so 8, we don't have 8 minutes, okay.
I would just, are we on to board communication?
Yes, go ahead. I jumped
Okay.
ahead.
I had a SWIPCO meeting today, but, I just have a concern about how we're handling the ARPA stuff, just to make sure that it's legit. I did see a note from Judy about her kind of taking the responsibility of kind of owning it.
That is,
Correct.
that is
So
that was transferred to me from Alan, and
But
I'm the
you
one that
didn't-
reports
But
to
you
federal.
weren't on the board until Alan was gone. So how did that happen?
It was transferred to me by the board from Alan.
To a citizen?
What?
Because you would have just been a citizen. You weren't on the board
No,
yet.
I was given, it was,
Alan was gone, away
it
from
was
the
given to
board.
me when I came on the board.
But he wasn't on the board when you got on the board.
It was given to me after I came on the board.
Well, in that,
So,
whatever,
but anyway, my concern is that you have separation from the auditors and the supervisors should be separated. The auditor's supposed to, my understanding, the auditor should control the money piece of this and the supervisors should not be having their hand in it.
No,
Is that not correct?
No.
Because to me, it's like we're,
Alan Alan had it before. The auditor pays the bills. The auditor keeps track of it as well as I file the report. Alan filed the report before. I filed the federal report.
So on the reports and those things, just we need to maybe really maybe print those or something, look at those all together.
I just want transparency.
Just
That's,
make sure
It's
we,
transparent. It's out
That's-
there it's on the website.
that's all I want. I just want to make sure that we're doing
Oh,
the right
yes,
thing.
I'm doing things wrong, Todd.
I'm just asking questions.
we just need to make sure.
I
we're
have
doing
the
it right.
ARPA police sitting out there and Cindy. She's checking
That's-
everything out,
That's
believe
not very
me.
nice. That's.
Well,
So,
it's not very nice, but
We just need to make sure it's done right. It's lots of money, and we can make sure we do it right. I'm not.
all of the reports are in the auditor's office.
Okay.
Everything has been done by the book.
That's great.
Good.
The federal reports are filed quarterly or yearly. They're right there. We double check everything that's been filed. Everything's there.
I'm not sure I've ever seen any of it, so it'd be nice.
Well, that's your problem, not mine.
I've asked for it multiple times, so
I've never heard you ask for anything, Jacob.
I emailed, yes, I've asked.
You
about
do
it.
it through Cindy? Is that how
No,
you
I
do
asked
it?
about this years ago. If a citizen asks for papers from the auditor, that's not a problem. You understand that. You're the auditor, but that's.
Oh, yeah, I
okay.
do. And it's all out there.
Well, yeah, so it's not wrong to look at it.
Sometimes you get a little too nitpicky, and things are out there and they're there, but sometimes you're
I don't know,
asked,
I think we just don't feel like we know, and so that makes us
you've
concerned.
never asked before. If you want to ask the treasurer, if
I
you want
guess
to
I
ask
don't
the
know what to
auditor.
ask, so I don't know what I don't know.
I've given you the
Correct.
reports
I
of what
do,
has been paid.
I appreciate that, because I
I've
reached
given you
out, I
an
reached out to
Excel
Chris.
spreadsheet
Yes,
of what has been
I
paid.
reached out to Kristen and asked, and then you gave it to me.
But I've given you
So-
an Excel spreadsheet in the past as to what has been paid from the ARPA funds.
Yep.
I don't know what else to give you.
Well, on
Okay.
that spreadsheet, which I do have in here, when you got that a while back, and it said there was only $75,000 available, and tonight.
No, it did not say that, Jacob.
I think-
It said that other things had been,
Oh,
other
that's here.
things,
Whoops, there.
it said other things
Jacob.
had been,
What was allocated, yeah,
allocated
allocated,
It says
from
not,
prior,
but doesn't mean
Committee.
it's spent.
it
it had
says,
not been spent, it
Right.
had been allocated
Which,
from the prior committees.
Yeah.
Yes.
says not obligated, and the definition of obligated to me means voted on, and then.
It had been allocated from prior committees to different things.
Right.
Further, it was the annex, the courthouse,
which I
or
think we've
whatever.
had a big discussion about
Yes.
whether that was legal or
Right,
not.
yes.
A dream
And
list.
so that was put in the
Agreed.
reports, that it had been allocated,
Okay,
okay?
which is what we have to do before December 31st. We
And
have
it
to
was allocated.
Make sure that this money,
It was allocated,
okay.
yes.
Do we have to have POs and things set up for this money?
It did not say that at the time, no.
Okay.
We just wanna make
The-
sure we. don't
The
miss
other
something.
question I had when going through that, there was back in 2022. And again, you may not know why, but I was curious to why we used ARPA money on the wind ordinance.
That was
and-
before my
and the-
time.
Okay, I just wondered, I didn't know why we did that.
It was a legal thing that was paid with it.
If that was approved, I mean, I didn't know if ARPA
It was
money was
evidently
approved for
paid
that.
before.
Okay,
It was a legal fee that was paid,
I do
and that
not,
was before.
and I
Yeah, I
didn't
remember
know
that.
that we were having any legal issues until 2023, so
Yeah,
I didn't know what they
that was
were
before.
doing with that, but.
we do need to just double check everything, and
Everything has been double checked, Jacob.
we would like to see it too, not just
And it's all out there,
out
and it's
there.
been given to you. And Cindy has a copy of it, so I'm sure you've gotten it.
We need to make sure when anytime something happens, try to send it to everybody so we can look at it. And like the
Do you, I mean, I guess it would be nice if you would voluntarily give us stuff.
I have given it to you.
I know, but I'm just saying, as we're like.
We haven't paid
we're all-
anything lately.
No, that's fine. I'm just saying, when you do get, because I know you get stuff that we don't always see.
Once a year, I do the report,
It
and
just,
so I haven't done
it'd
anything
just be,
lately.
it'd be nice if you'd share, just so we know,
I haven't done
If-
anything for a year. Since March, I think it was March.
that's fine. Yeah,
So
well,
I
I
haven't
think
done anything.
when we had, what, April?
And
was,
we
turned
just
in
got a
the-
bill. We just now got a bill for the arch. It's been done.
So yep, and so with that tuck pointing, so we talked about the the engineer's office that we weren't doing.
We're not doing that, but we're using that money for the chairlift.
Yep, and do we have? Was there anything that, there was no or contract with them? Or
You're
anything?
asking the same question
No,
Cindy's
I'm
asking.
just-
So you guys have been talking, I know.
Well, yeah, I've
Yeah,
asked.
you've been
she-
talking.
She asked me about it, and I don't
Yeah.
know. I said, I gotta ask you
It's
about it.
fine. Ben is fine with that.
Okay,
So it's okay.
I just
And
wanna
I-
make sure
I
we're
did-
not
I
getting
did talk to
sued
Ben
or
and-
something.
Ben is fine
I
with
did
it.
talk to Ben about
Yes,
that.
Ben is fine
Okay.
with it.
And
That's
just,
Yes, it's
Okay.
okay.
perfect.
and I haven't,
It's taken
I
care
haven't
of. As a-
emailed from him.
As a government body, we should have things in writing and not.
You know,
just-
we're gonna have a, because of the amount of money that's been spent, this triggers another audit. So it'll all be audited.
Right, and I'm assuming we have receipts and stuff. That's
We
all
have
kept,
everything.
Everything.
Everything is in the auditor's office.
And is
It's
that-
all
Yep.
over and above board.
Okay.
There's
So-
nothing that's
No, I'm
been,
not
that's
suggesting there
wrong.
isn't. I just wanna make sure that we're.
So those files
Okay.
could be reviewed easily?
Good Lord, Jacob, of course they
Well,
are.
I've asked for them. I asked for them back when we did this, and you told me there was only 75,000. I said,
I did not ever tell you there was 75,000. Ever.
It says
No.
75,000 is all there is to
misread it.
spend. Pella refund, not.
You are
audited.
reading what you want to read.
Okay.
The
We just,
75,000 is what came in from Pella.
the money saved on the windows, yes.
Yes,
So
that's the only thing.
we can go back and look at that. We would just like to know what there is.
I
If that-
told you, I talked to Angie, there is 700 and whatever thousand. I gave you that amount. I checked with Angie, there is $716,272,000.08. That is what is in the fund at this point. We
Yeah.
just got a bill for $7,318 for the, from Andrew for the arch that was just done.
This is something maybe to reach out on the digitalization.
That is what is left
I
to be,
wonder, if that-
that's for the records digitalization that we still have yet.
is there more to do?
I don't know. It's,
that might
it's
be
left
extra.
in there
Okay.
for anything to be paid yet. That's what was budgeted for that,
Right,
and that is still left there.
so we might need to check on that, just see if there's any left.
And
to
I'm
go.
sure it can be paid. We still have the annex tuck pointing for $21,980. That's also Andrew. The chairlift remainder is $3,908. I've sent all this to you. There's still rock yet to be paid from the 210,000 that was budgeted before, $12,029.75. All of this I sent to you.
Yeah, a couple days ago, we got this. 2 days
Yes.
ago. I saw that, so, anyway, well, we know we got some numbers there to work with, that a few months ago, there was not all this money to look at, so now we know roughly what there is, but I do agree, we'd like to all know as it happens that we do it right. So, you have any other,
Yeah, I
Thoughts on that?
I just appreciate stuff being shared. If you have things that cross your desk that you need to share with us, then. All right, just so we're all on the team.
so we'll take the next few weeks, month, whatever, and get this worked out to make sure it's all right before we send it
It's
off.
pretty obvious that you guys are talking outside the meetings, so
Cause we're
pretty
concerned,
obvious.
concerned about where the money is. Okay. The next item is our minutes. See here, I got this right. On the topic of that, on talking outside of meetings, I'd like to bring up this email we got from you with these numbers, but this is not appropriate what's at the bottom.
But
It says at the bottom of this email that you sent out this week, this isn't appropriate. I had heard from a number of citizens that they would prefer spending money on equipment such as a road grader, which would last many years as opposed to rock.
Yep,
That's discussion on spending money outside of the meeting. That isn't appropriate. That shouldn't be happening. To the board, to each other. Okay,
whatever.
I don't think that's appropriate. All
I
right,
guess what's good for one is good for everybody.
let's review that.
Make a motion that we approve the minutes from October 17th to meet the Iowa Public Information Board guidelines as presented to the clerk in this meeting, and that these minutes to be published into the Page County Board of Supervisors Minute Book.
I'll second that motion.
Mayor,
Yes.
Holmes,
Yes,
Clark.
No,
okay, motion carried.
I move we adjourn.
Got a motion to adjourn. Before we adjourn, or second that, if you want, Tom?
Second.
Second, adjourn, I would like to say again, if anybody wants to see the entire meeting, it has been videoed,
Why are you saying that?
because I want everybody to go watch the whole meeting.
Everybody knows it's on there.
Well, I'd like to say it out loud. You have an issue with that, apparently. pagecounty.iowa.gov and click the board meeting video icon to see the full, total discussion. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Adjourning?
Aye.
Aye, we're adjourned.